so let's try this in a Word document and see if that's any better. I've copied 2 of the next sentences that we're going to be working on into this file so I can kind of play with it and not have to flip back and forth between screens. Okay? So the first thing that we're going to look for when we're starting a sentence, the Romans didn't like to start sentences fresh. Just straight with the subject. They had to have some sort of connector. It's usually the first word or sometimes the second word. Itakwe is a great one. It just means and so. And so. Blah, dot, dot. Alright. And the next thing we're going to do is find our verb. And so, that's not a verb, 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 that's not a verb. This is a verb, but it's an infinitive. So that's going to probably be doing something else. Nope, nope, nope. Ex augris, deducere, another infinitive. Coaperunt. There we go. There's another verb. It's got the erunt at the end that lets us know it's third person plural. So until we find a subject, we can just put they. It's perfect tense. It's from, coepi, to begin, so coeperunt, they began. And this gives us a nice explanation for our infinitives, because to begin is one of those words that takes a complementary infinitive. I mean, people don't just generally just begin to begin. People begin to do other things, and even in English we use the form to do something. They began to make dinner. They began to get upset. We use the infinitive after to begin to kind of complement the thought. This is a great example of a complementary infinitive, sometimes also known as the object infinitive, because what are you beginning? You're beginning this action, the infinitive. So they're going to begin discederating, and we've got a deducere down here. And so that explains why we've got this et. Alright, so they began to leave. Where are they leaving from? Ex castris, from the camp. And what else did they do? To lead, a direct object. Suos. We don't. That's the adjective. His, or her, his or her or their own. Referring back to the subject of the sentence. So these guys began to lead their own. We can understand something like soldiers. You can do that quite frequently when you just have noster or suus, his own person, their own people. And if you're reading a military commentary, it's probably soldiers. And to lead their soldiers, and where were they leading them? Ex augris, from the fields. Now we've got these words paulatim and clam, which are both adverbs. So they began to leave from the camp little by little, and to lead their soldiers from the fields, clam, stealthily. I can spell stealthily. Alright, and that leaves us with 2 words here, coniuratione, facta. It's from coniuratio, so this is blankis eme, asum ipses ibis. This is ablative singular. Facta is a participle from facio facere, perfect passive participle. That's going to be a long A, going with coniuratione. It's an ablative absolute, with the conspiracy having been completed. And so, stop. And so, with the conspiracy having been completed, they began to leave from the camp little by little, and to lead their soldiers from the fields stealthily. We didn't ever get a subject, So we're just going to go with they. And we were just talking about the, ooh, I should probably stop.